What was the most memorable training session you guys had? Obviously the Baconator ones.
There's a lot. Well, the first thing that always comes to my mind, and I don't even know if it was really the hardest training session, but we had a cooler that we had full of ice packs.
Yep.
So we knew going in that we need to have an ice pack to put on our behind our necks,
between sets,
on our wrist, you know, on all our heat, you know, spots between sets, so we would be able to make it through the training.
We didn't have a stroke and die.
So we didn't die.
Yeah.
And so it was like we knew that there was a possibility that this could actually kill us.
Yeah.
So we
probably didn't tell your wives that.
Brought ice packs out with a cooler to.
Oh yeah.
So I mean there's a lot of other ones that, you know, there was one of them's on YouTube somewhere where I did a challenge set of deadlifts with the chains, and yeah. I passed out. He just like stepped over me and just started taking the weight off. Like that's how normal this was. It was just, okay, he's done. Let's just do the next set.
Yeah.
You know. And
I remember smelling that puke.
Oh yeah. And it was the hard part for me was I had to go from training. I call it training economy, doing the least amount I absolutely needed to do to elicit the highest response, to matching his training volume in the shortest time possible, which for me, that was hell. So the first month was hard. It was hell because the breathing was hard. The rest period was, I had a lot of adaptations to make that went beyond just regular muscle adaptations. It's like, this shit is moving quick. It's moving fast. Somehow or another, I still got to keep an eye on my lifters who are in there training, but still not die, you know, and be able to breathe. But that came fast. That came pretty quick, because the volume didn't really, because the volume was moderately high when you first started coming out. It's after we got together that it was like, okay, fucker, you think this is enough? Let's try this. And then, well, what if we did this? And these were not just like stupid training sessions. Well, they kind of were, but there were intelligent conversations that led to them, to where we justified the means some way or another. Which
everything had a reation.
Everything had a reason.
The reason wasn't always good, but everything did have a reason.
It had a reason. You know, sometimes it was, can we do actually the scariest question, and I think this is to anybody who trains at a super, super hard state, is if you have to ask yourself, can I do this?
Yeah.
That's a troublesome question, because the answer to that's never good, because it's, you know what the answer, there's only one way to find out.
There's only one way to find out. Yeah, we had that conversation before a lot of sets. Like, can we actually do this?
Is this really?
I don't know, man. There's only one way to find out.
Like, is this really smart? I'm like, I don't know. You know, it's the other thing I remember is I had one leg session that, it was he wasn't there, so it was during the night, and it was, I think I almost killed myself. I actually think I may have had a stroke. But anyhow, him and his training partner and somebody else came out for the next session, and I'm explaining this, and I was explicitly told to never train my legs again by myself. So
who told you that?
He did. It was a hard rule.
Yeah.
And it was not a joke. It was like this, because it's worse at that time, and it's probably was the same for him. It's worse if you didn't have any regulation.
Right.
You had nobody else to guide yourself off of. Like, oh my God, he's about ready to die, so I got to be about close to that. If you don't have that, you just keep going.
Yeah.
And then it's not good, because you never think you did enough. And
different mentality. Like, you know, I'm not saying it's the best mentality, but I don't regret it. I don't think if we pushed that hard, I don't think I ever would have progressed the way I did.
Well, here's the justification of it is, during that time frame, it was over a few years, 2-3 years, many visitors came to visit you, clients of yours, friends of yours, almost all pro bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Almost all threw up or couldn't make it through the workout.
Yeah.
So Yeah. And we're not talking amateurs that were just coming out. And
these
were the best of the best, and they weren't able to hang with what was a normal. And sometimes we took it down because we didn't know, because we didn't want to. Some of them were prep, they were not that far out.
Yeah.
You didn't want to see them get hurt, so it's like, well, we need to dial it back. And I'm like, fuck that, dial it back, shit. But we had to, know. Now, given any of them, had they stayed for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, I think we would have been fucked.
Yeah, probably.
Because some of them were a lot stronger.
Yeah, we had some beasts coming through,
fucking
man.
Anton and
Ken and Fuad. We had some beasts coming through.
Strong.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law.